Okay, great. So how are you doing all? Good afternoon, Samita. Hi, Satvik. Hi, Dhruv. How are you doing, guys? All good? Nice. So, guys, how's the preparation going on for JEE Advanced exam? Going good, right? Chalo. So, how you are doing it right now? From where you are solving the questions? How much time you are devoting to studies? Which topics you are concentrating more? Which kind of questions you are solving more? Can you tell me something about that in the chat box quickly, everybody? Okay. Paragraphs questions you are solving more. Okay, from the module itself. Perfect, perfect, perfect. What about other? So guys, that is the agenda of this particular session. So we have to understand that, how we should prepare. Okay. And how we should focus in the next almost we have 20 days now in our hand. So we'll talk about that. Okay, one by one, we'll understand that how we have to prepare, what we have to prepare, from where we have to solve the questions and everything, right? Okay, so just give me a second. I'll share my screen and we'll start it, right? Okay. But basically, guys, I'll tell you one thing that is the major difference between the JEE Main and JEE Advanced exam, which I hope you guys are already aware of, that the JEE Advanced exam require a different kind of, understanding when it comes to questions. Okay. In JEE Main, you know that the questions are direct. Okay, they are directly solvable questions. But on the other hand, the JEE Advanced has a demand where you have to, go in depth to understand the question. The major difference is that in JEE Main, you will see a question. The question would be from one particular concept. For example, let's suppose there's a question in mathematics. The question might be from, let's suppose, tangent. Okay, or maybe one of the question asked from the complex numbers, right, which has the concept of complex numbers. On the other hand, JEE Advanced exam has the multiple concept, and that is the most difficult thing to comprehend when it comes to the exam, right? Okay, so if I talk about the strategy right now, which to be followed, that is the most important discussion which we have to have today. That what is the how we are going to focus, correct? So guys, right now you guys are already aware about the JEE Advanced exam. I don't need to tell you anything special about it, right? You are already knowing that what kind of exam is JEE Advanced exam, and I hope that all of you guys have filled the form as well and submitted your applications as well, right? Okay. So this is the part which is you are aware, right? What is the qualification marks and everything. So I don't need to discuss that one, right? The most important thing which we need to understand is this, the trend in the previous years. Okay, that what is the trend of JEE Advanced exam. So the percentage marks which you are getting in the exam versus the AIR which you will get, right? So now if you see that the trend is not too much variable. So if you see, look at this ranks, look at the AIR 500. So you'll see that generally the AIR 500 is coming if your marks are around 60% in the exam. These are the percentage marks, right? If your marks are around 50%, you are getting the AIR around 2000, right? Obviously, if the paper is very difficult or very easy, then there is a trend which will change. But generally the trend is not too much changing. Okay. And generally the qualifying marks is around 28, 27, 26% in JEE Advanced. And then if you want to get a rank around 5000, it's around 40, 42%, 45%. But the major trend you see from here is that your rank would come around 5000 if your marks are 45%, 44%. And if you reach, improve your score from 45% to 52% around, or 50% is around, your rank would be improved to 2000. So basically, now what is 5% marks in JEE Advanced exam? So JEE Advanced exam is generally of 300, 360 marks. That is the range. Okay. So if I talk about that range, and 5% is equivalent to what? 5% is equivalent to 15 to 20 marks, right? Now these 15 to 20 marks will improve your rank by 5000 to 2000 or 1000, like that. Okay. So the most important thing we have to consider here is that, when you are solving when you are studying for JEE Advanced, we focus on the entire syllabus. Now the takeaway from this data is that you don't need to actually do that, because even let's suppose if you are getting 60% of the marks, you will get a rank under 1000, which means if you know 60% of the syllabus very accurately, then you might reach in the 3-digit rank. Okay. So basically now from this trend only, I can get an idea that how should I study. Example, let's suppose a student is very weak or not very good in, mechanics. Okay. If I talk about the first few 5-6 chapters of physics, right? If I am not good in mechanics, I will not consume my time right now to do mechanics again. because JEE Advanced is not going to ask you an easy question, right? Where you just study from the up and apart, just the formulas and the theory, and you feel that I'll be able to solve the problem. That will not work in JEE Advanced, which we are aware of. To solve a question in JEE Advanced, we have to have that knowledge in depth. Now, if you don't know something, obviously it's not possible that you will learn that concept, because you are doing that from 2 years. अगर आपको 2 years तक वो समझ में नहीं आया है, if till 2 years you are not able to get the concept very properly or to solve the questions of that particular topic, then it's not possible that in the next 20 days you'll be able to do that. So rather than, what should be the strategy over here? The strategy should be, guys, that we should focus more on the things which we know. Now this is variable for the subject as well. Example, एक बात तो clear है, one thing we all are clear of that right now going forward, we should study at least 12 to 14 hours every day. There is no doubt about that, right? So in the next 20 days, we are studying that much, 12 to 14 hours every day. Okay. Now, how I am going to break down these 12 to 14 hours? Let's suppose I am very good in physics. I'm very good in mathematics, but chemistry, I'm okay. Maybe a few of the, let's suppose I don't know good organic chemistry. I'm not good in organic or any of that. Let's suppose I'm not good in inorganic, right? So if let's suppose I am, in that particular zone where one subject is very weak for me and the other two subjects are good for me, then I'll distribute this like this. I'll study 5 hours physics because it's very good for me. Now that is the change when you study for JEE Main and JEE Advanced. In JEE Main, if I would have been talking about you for JEE Main, I would have said that you have 12 to 14 hours. Let's suppose you are good in 2 subjects, and then the third subject you should spend more time. Because even if let's suppose you are able to remember the formulas and some of the concept, you'll be able to score there, right? Advanced is different. In advanced, we cannot do that. So in advanced, we should focus more time. We should devote more time to the topics or the chapters where we are already strong, to make them more stronger. Thus, whatever kind of question will come in the advanced exam, I'll be able to solve that. Okay. So a student who is weak in one subject, he should focus in that strategy 5-5-3. Okay. If you are equally good, then it's fine. Then you can spend 4-4-4. Okay. And let's suppose you are 2 are weak and only 1 is strong. In that case, you will go like that. Like ek to ka ekdam top, that is my top subject. Now the second subject, and then my third subject. So the takeaway is I should focus more on the things which I know to strengthen them more. Thus, I'm sure that whatever question will come from that particular concept or the chapter, I will be able to answer it, right? Am I clear about this part, guys? Everybody? अच्छा, एक और ना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट है यहाँ पे, दैट अभी JEE एडवांस में क्या होता है, JEE एडवांस का syllabus very pre-defined है, right? I hope you all are having the syllabus as well. If you don't have the syllabus, जो JEE Advanced का website है, you will get the syllabus from there. Why I'm talking about syllabus right now? Because especially this happens in chemistry. Chemistry in organic, and organic has a good zone where from which question can be asked. So होता क्या है कि to solve the difficult questions, sometimes we go to the out of syllabus things which are not required. So make sure, guys, कभी-कभी ऐसा होगा that you are solving a question from some XYZ website or some module or something like that, and you will counter a question where you will understand a concept which is not in the syllabus, and then you are spending 3 to 4 hours to understand that concept, not required at all. Okay, that is the only reason that we always accentuate on the point that we have to focus on the previous year questions. अब तो ये time है that you should not do any other module, any other book, none of them. If you have a, let's suppose if somebody has finished the last 5-year PYQs, right? It's okay. Guys, 2000 से लेके 2023 तक के सारे PYQs are valid. They are all good enough to solve, right? But we should focus on PYQs. उसके अलावा कुछ भी करने की requirement नहीं है in terms of practice. Okay. Every day we should focus that we are solving at least 100 objective questions. Now objective questions means again integers, MCQs, whatever you are solving, you have to take from that. But we have to make sure that we are solving 100 questions. That is something which we have to do. तो ये जो 12 to 14 hours का हमारा जो break time है, जो हमारा study time है, right? That time also should be distributed like that only. तो इस time में यही करना है. इस time में theory का कोई काम नहीं है. Theory just do once. You are just doing the theory, you have learned it, it's okay. Now you move forward and you just focus on the PYQ solving, right? Am I clear, guys? अब ये एक इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट आता है नेक्स्ट, जो कि आपको बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी समझना. I'll ask support to share this PDF with you guys as well. So you understand this. तो यहाँ से आपको पैटर्न मिलता है that in the previous year, from the last 15-17 years, what is the distributions of questions of physics. So you see that अब mechanics is a major portion of physics. Okay, mechanics they are asking a lot of questions. 57 question has been asked in the last 17 years from mechanics only. But as I already said, mechanics is tough. Okay, but on the other hand, if you see the second or third, that is the most important part actually, which people miss out. Because mostly लोग क्या करते हैं, they are focusing on mechanics more, right? But if you see the ray optics and optical instrument, which is basically your geometrical optics and the other topics, right? And then the thermo, you will see that the number of questions asked from these two topics are also very, very high. Okay, तो यहाँ पे आपको अंडरस्टैंडिंग लेनी है, आपको ऐसे मार्क करना पड़ेगा for yourself. Okay, this is fine for me. This is not fine for me. This is fine for me. This is fine for me. This is fine for me. So this is how you have to focus. This is how you have to make your strategy, your own strategy. Because सबका अलग अलग है. Maybe somebody is really good in mechanics, so then you can go with the first one. If you are not very good in mechanics, then just wait for it. I don't think you will get time now to do that, but let it be. You focus on ray optics, you focus on geometrical optics, you focus on waves and oscillations, you focus on thermodynamics, you focus on current electricity, right? Thus from these chapters you'll be able to score, right? क्योंकि ऐसा नहीं होगा कि मैकेनिक्स आप अब अगले 20 दिनों में you will study and you'll be able to solve the advanced question like that. It's not possible. Okay. Similar pattern guys you will find for physics and chemistry and mathematics as well. अब chemistry में एक बहुत important understanding है which happened in the previous years. Generally पहले back in 2010 or 12 they used to ask a lot of questions from the physical chemistry. But now they have changed their trend from the past 4-5 years. They started asking a lot of questions from organic and inorganic. You will see the first topic, P block elements. 72 questions has been asked from P block element. सबसे ज़्यादा weightage है P block element का, think about it. और सबसे ज़्यादा ignored chapter है P block element. P block element is a chapter जहाँ पे when I was studying, I am pretty sure this is what happened with me, that the teacher has given me a handout. You just read from this handout and you can do the chapter. Now understand this handout chapter which has been not given any importance is the most important chapter for JEE Advanced. Okay, carboxylic acid, ketones, ये तो आप लोग करते हो because organic का main part है. But you need to understand. And now P block element आप कर सकते हो. P block element again क्योंकि it is an inorganic chemistry का chapter. Even right now, if I spend some time on this, I think I can do it, and I think I should do it, right? So यहाँ पे we'll focus some little more time and energy, right? Okay. The next comes up is guys mathematics. Mathematics में obviously conic section and integrations are the most important ones. There is no doubt about that. They ask a lot of questions from conic sections, and they ask the question from conic section that is mixed questions, right? Ellipse भी है, parabola भी है, hyperbola भी है, tangent भी है, normal भी है, and then the question has been formed. Now, obviously, a lot of people ask me this question. Let's say, how do you solve a JEE Advanced question in that case? Because it has a lot of multiple concepts, right? So, guys, whenever you see a question with multiple concepts, you have to break down the question step by step. It might be asking you 3 to 4 things. That this is cutting to that curve, then this point has been got, and this tangent has been drawn from that point to the other curve. Then find the equation of chord of contact, something like that, right? So you have to break down the question. Okay, because JEE Advanced, the best part is that you can spend 8 minutes for a question, or if not 8, 1 hour if you solve 8 questions, that's fine. So yeah, you can spend 7 to 8 minutes for each question. That is no problem at all. So when you have that much time to spend, you can definitely break down the question and then you can solve it, right? Now, this is the analysis of the last 17 years. So you'll see that the easy questions. Sorry?
Sir, sorry to interrupt. Sir, sorry to interrupt. Can you please just scroll up a bit?
Yeah.
To the physics part.
Yes, sure. Please tell me.
Yes, sir. Okay.
You want to note it down?
Yes, sir.
Don't worry. This PDF would be shared on your WhatsApp groups, right? After this, fine?
Oh, okay.
Don't worry about it.
Thank
Okay.
You,
yeah. So guys, now I'm talking about the level of questions. So अब देखो यही difference होता है. When I say a difficult paper, in fact, yesterday only I was speaking to some of the students, about this particular part. That what is the meaning of a difficult paper? A difficult paper doesn't mean that all the questions are difficult. A difficult paper means that the number of questions which are difficult, their number would be increased. If I compare the main with advanced, right, it's completely opposite. In main, the 16% is what? Difficult. and 52% is what? Easy. Now in advanced, they have just, change it. In advanced, 52% are questions are difficult, 16 are only easy, and 30% questions are medium level questions, right? Now guys, that is the most important takeaway from this. हमारा टारगेट है, अब देखो ये पूरा पूरा ट्रेंड का स्टडी है, okay, which means that this is how the paper is coming from the past 15-17 years. We have to focus on these two eras only. These are the zones we have to focus. हमको अगर हमने यहाँ के क्वेश्चन उठा लिए गाइस, this is coming approximately 47 to 48%. अगर इस वाले पोर्शन में से, from this portion, if let's suppose I'll be able to take 3 to 4% only, 52% में से I'm saying just solve 3 to 4%, still you are able to manage to get more than 50% marks in the advanced exam. And if you see 50% marks I'm talking about, guys, that's going to be a really good score because your rank would come in this category. Which category? This category. 50% marks will get you a rank of 2000 to 3000, right? So that is the most important thing we have to understand here, that to get a good score in JEE Advanced, you don't need to solve the difficult question, but you have to know how to select the easier question and the moderate question, and you have to solve them. Okay, guys, am I clear about this part? This is the most important thing, guys, when you solve the paper. Now, this is again a most important thing. So I'll just tell you what exactly this data shows. For physics, if you see, the trend is variable. Okay, in fact, if I talk about 23 and 22, you can understand very easily. In 23, they asked 60% is almost from grade 11th. And in 22, they asked only 37% is from grade 11th. So in physics, it's too much variable. You'll see, right? Okay. Even if I compile the data and when I found the average, right? It is almost 50-50. It is almost 50-50 because you see that, if you see that the trend which I have shown, right? In that trend, the top topic was mechanics, and the second top word was optics, 11th and then 12th. That is the point over here to understand. वो लोग 11th और 12th का almost equal weightage पूछते हैं for physics. Okay. On other hand, in chemistry, you see that 12th का weightage in the last 3 years is too much high. Last 3 years, if I study the trend, it's too much high, guys. Literally too much high. In fact, last 5 year का भी अगर आप लोग trend देखेंगे, so you'll understand that grade 12th is too much high. Except 1 year, which was 2020. 2020 में grade 11th asked more, but 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, in all the years, they are asking more than 70%, or if I find the average would be around 70% from grade 12th itself. Why is that so? Because grade 12th has some big chapters. Specifically, this most specific thing about grade 12th is the organic chemistry which you have, because they are pretty much interested into that, right? Now, if I talk about maths, in maths, it's grade 12th. There is no doubt about that. Now, maths has a clear-cut pattern. It's completely grade 12th. If you study in fact, in maths, the trend is always the same. From grade 11th, 30% question has been asked. From grade 12, they are asking 70% question. And that is the same trend, almost the same trend in each and every year. Because grade 11, you don't have the big topics, right? Other than conic section, they are not pretty much interested to ask a lot of questions from any of the topic. Binomial theorem, 1 question. Permutation, combination, 1 question. Sequence and series, 1 question, right? On the other hand, definite integrations, 3 questions, 4 questions like that, right? AOD, 3 to 4 questions like that, right? Vector 3D, 3 to 4 questions like that. So these are the most weighted chapters. So for mathematics, for sure, we have to focus completely on grade 12th. Even let's suppose if you are not very good with binomial and PNC, it's okay, you can skip that. Focus on AOD, focus on definite, focus on vector and 3D. Okay, those are the chapters which you're gonna get marks in the JEE exam, right? I hope I'm clear about this part, guys. So, when I spoke to Anirudh recently, yeah, so I got to know a few of the things from him, that, how he was preparing, what he was doing, I hope you are aware of him, right? He got last year All India rank 202 in JEE Advanced exam, right? So these are some of the mantras he has given for the success, right? This would be shared with you, so you guys can, get some time and, you can study about this particular part, which I'm skipping right now. I'll come to the most important tips as of now, which we have, guys. There are 3 important things. First of all, when you wake up in the morning, okay, and you have to definitely make sure that you are setting up a goal for the day. That is the most important thing. No need to set a goal for a week. Just set a daily goal. That today, I'll be doing these 3 chapters, this one from physics, this one from math, this one from chemistry, and I'll be solving that much PYQs. If you are able to achieve that, a daily goal, then it's easy. We have to just assume the daily goals, and we'll be able to easily, accomplish them. Then our score will definitely increase. Now, while you are setting up the goals, as I already discussed with you, you have to make sure that you are solving two important things. One is PYQs and one is the mock papers. Right? Okay. And the first part, I'll come to that part later on. So PYQs, guys, practice PYQs ki karni hai. That is for sure. We have to practice the PYQs only because the PYQs are the one which, you know, you will, I mean like advanced, maybe if you see the pattern, you know, आपको realize होगा कि that they are asking the question, the similar kind of question which they asked already in the previous years, right? Okay. Now the first part, that the format of the JEE Advanced. Now this is the most exciting thing. So guys, if I talk about the JEE Advanced 2020, अब JEE का पता है क्या है ना? I think I should change the color of the pen. Give me a second. This one is more visible. The black was more visible, guys. Black is fine, right? Okay. So now if I talk about the JEE Advanced 2024 pattern, right? In 2024, the paper was of 360 marks. अब यहाँ से take away क्या है मैं आपको समझाता हूँ. सबसे पहला take away है ये वाला portion. So in paper 1 as well, there was an MCQ, more than multiple choice correct, more than one correct wala part. And the same part was existing in paper 2 as well. And this particular part had partial marking. अब इसके क्वेश्चन को सॉल्व करते कैसे? जनरली आप लोग ना क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करते हो, आप क्वेश्चन पढ़ते हो एंड देन यू ट्राई टू सॉल्व द क्वेश्चन. But for this particular segment of the JEE Advanced, the trick is little different. You don't solve the question, you solve the options. You are studying, you are studying a question, you are reading a question. Once you read the question, then you read the options. अब एक function के बारे में एक example लेते हैं typical सा. There is a function given to you, right? And a very difficult function given to you. And then they have given 4 options that the function is many one, the function is invertible, and the function is odd or whatever. And the function, so domain or range is like that. These are the 4 options given to you, and it's more than one correct, right? तो अब है क्या कि function बहुत typical है. So you are not able to simplify the function. You are not able to find the range or domain of the function. It is that much complicated function, right? But guys, odd and even to find कर सकते हैं ना. You have to replace x by minus x to understand it's odd or even. Okay. Maybe, you know, just looking at the question, maybe it has some, x square term or something like that term by which you are able to identify that it's a many one function, right? So आपने 2 options solve किए. And forget about the solving the entire question. Don't solve the entire question. Just solve the 2 options and move forward. So what is the main thing we have to understand from here? That when we are solving a JEE Advanced question, specifically I'm talking about the more than one correct, we will try that we should see that what options I can get at max correct. Okay, because it has partial marking. I'll tell you about the partial marking concept as well. Let's suppose, guys, there are 4 ABCD 4 options are there, and all 4 options are correct. And you also marked all 4. You will get the complete 4 marks. All 4 were correct, but you marked any 3. You will get plus 3 marks. All 4 were correct. You marked any 2. You will get 2 marks. All 4 were correct. You marked 1. You will get 1. All 4 were correct. You marked nothing. You will get nothing. Okay. Now let's talk about the next part. What if 3 are correct, sir? If 3 are correct, guys, okay, and out of 3 you marked all 3, obviously you will get 4 marks. But out of 3, if let's suppose you have marked any 2, but ये बात ध्यान रखना, when I'm saying this, you are not marking the wrongs. You are just marking the corrects. Okay. So 3 were correct. And out of these 3 correct, I have marked any 2. Okay. I'll get 2 marks for that. Okay. If I mark all 3, obviously you'll get full mark, right? So wrong wala mark karenge, तो you'll get -2. So don't mark that. That is the most important thing. When you solve an option, just solve that option. And guess work नहीं करना है. यार A और B आ रहा है, maybe C भी कर देते हैं. No, don't do that. If out of 4, आपका 4 options है, out of 4 you are able to solve only one option, it's okay. Just take that option and move forward. Ultimately, our try is to grab at max marks as we can without doing the negative marking, because -2 is a big negative marking over here, right? Okay. Let's suppose now the question has 2 correct. Okay. If out of these 2 you have chosen 1, you will get 1 mark for that. Okay. If you chosen all the 2, then you'll get 4 marks. That is how the pattern of this particular part is, right? Second comes up the single correct. अब single correct वाले question ना comparative थोड़े से easy difficult होते हैं, थोड़े से difficult होते हैं simple correct वाले question. That is, I have seen from the previous year trend. तो वो वाले questions में, because it's completely directly 3 marks. Okay, you will get 3 marks or you will get -1 from that. Okay, so that part you have to solve that way. अगर आपको आ रहा है वो question, you will attempt it, else you can skip it, right? Now, this is the most challenging thing which I have seen in the JEE Advanced exam. That is called the match. अच्छा, match में problem क्या है? Back in 2013, 14, 15, what kind of match they used to ask? They used to ask this kind of match. PQRS, ABCD. Okay, and you used to match like that. Let's suppose this is matching with this. So multiple correct matches was there, but it used to be a 8 marks match the column. Now in the previous year, they have changed their pattern drastically, and they're asking the match to the column as similar to as a single correct. अब यहाँ पे समझना पड़ेगा, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. I will not solve a match. Should I solve a match, sir, or should I solve a single correct? I will solve a single correct. Why? Because ये मैच जो नहीं होता, इस मैच में होता क्या है? इस मैच इटसेल्फ के अंदर 4 क्वेश्चंस होते हैं. फिर ऐसे मान लो ये मैच क्वेश्चन है, इसमें एक फर्स्ट पार्ट, सेकंड पार्ट, थर्ड पार्ट और फोर्थ पार्ट, और यहाँ पे लिया हुआ है आपको PQRS. अब ऑप्शन ऐसे होंगे, फर्स्ट R, सेकंड S, थर्ड P, फोर्थ Q. ऑप्शन नंबर 1. ऑप्शन नंबर 2, फर्स्ट P, सेकंड R, third S, fourth Q. These are the kind of option you'll get. अब इसमें एक understanding. I'll give you 4 options first, then I'll tell you what I'm talking about. P again, Q again, R, S. Okay, and then S, P, Q, R. Now look, guys, exactly what's going to happen. You have a question to solve. इस क्वेश्चन के अंदर यहाँ पे 4 क्वेश्चंस है. Itself there are 4 small questions and they are matching with PQRS. ओके, अब व्हेन आई सी दिस अगेन गाइस, ये सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट बात है जो आप लोग मिस करते हो. आप लोग क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करना चाहते हो, यू वांट टू सॉल्व द क्वेश्चन बट यू नेवर सी द ऑप्शंस. You should see the options first. If I would have solved this question, I would have first seen the option. Okay, now option देख के what I will see कि यार, if I will be able to solve somehow the question number 2 or question number 3, any one of them, I can get full marks in this question. 4 पार्ट है क्वेश्चन के, but if you see attentively, if even you solve second or third part, any one of them, you'll get the correct answers. Why? How I'm so sure about that? Let's suppose, guys, third का answer is Q. Okay, third का answer is Q. Now only one of them has third answer as Q. I'll take this. I haven't solved 4 part was there of the question. I haven't solved the 4th part of the question. I just solved the 1 part and I got the answer. अब ऐसा हर बार नहीं होगा, obviously. JEE Advanced का एग्जाम है. They will not do set the paper like this every time. But maybe अगर आप देखो इस सेक्शन में, this section has 4 questions in physics, 4 in maths, 4 in chemistry, 12 questions. Out of 12 questions, maybe 3 to 4 questions you will find like that. So you solve those questions first. Maybe वो question difficult है, but just think about it that in this question, just by solving one of the part, you are able to get the answer. Other questions में maybe थोड़ा सा easier है comparatively, but वहां पे maybe you have to solve all the 4 parts or maybe 3 parts out of 4. तो ये understanding लेनी पड़ेगी from the paper that how to solve the paper. I hope I'm clear, guys, about this part. You understanding how you have to proceed further, right? Clear है? हाँ, अगर मान लेते हैं कि सर सारा का सारे डिफरेंट है, जैसे यहाँ पे लेट्स सपोज इफ आई चेंज लिटिल बिट मोर ओवर हियर, लेट्स सपोज गिव अ सेकंड, दिस इज Q only. Okay, no, this is, sorry, PQ. This is all, this they can also make it Q, doesn't matter, right? Okay, let's suppose this is R. अब थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट हो जाएगा ये. Why? Because let's suppose if I saw now, if I even solve 2 parts, I might not be get a correct answer directly. Getting the point? अगर मान लो आपने सेकंड पार्ट सॉल्व किया, सेकंड पार्ट का आंसर यू गॉट, थर्ड पार्ट का आंसर लेट्स सपोज यू गॉट R, करेक्ट इज R इन थर्ड पार्ट, एंड सपोज सेकंड पार्ट में करेक्ट इज Q, डजंट मैटर, स्टिल यू हैव टू सॉल्व द फर्स्ट एंड द फोर्थ पार्ट. तो इस क्वेश्चन में आपको चारों पार्ट सॉल्व करने पड़ेंगे टू गेट द फाइनल आंसर. सो आई विल स्किप दिस. I mean, like, right now I will not solve it. If I'll get time, I'll come back to this question again, right? I hope I'm clear, guys. Next come is this numerical portion. Numerical portion, अब वो लोगों ने number of questions काफी कम कर दिए. Only 3 questions was asked. Okay, but yes, if numerical portion is there, we can focus on that because वहां पे comparatively answer correct होने के chances ज्यादा हैं, plus negative marking नहीं है. Similarly, non-negative integers, they asked 6 in that particular exam, which again has no negative marking, right? So यहाँ पे we can focus more. So I hope, guys, you got it, right? Most important takeaways from the discussion is that MCQs, how to solve the MCQs, more than one correct. Okay, you have to again look at the options, and also in match the column, you have to look at the options. So you don't solve the question, you solve the option. That is the most important thing, right? I hope I'm clear, guys, and makes sense to you, everybody. Tell me quickly, you understood it? Everyone? Yes. ये पैटर्न है JEE Advanced 2024 का. और क्वेश्चंस का टाइप दे आर नॉट चेंजिंग, मे बी वो मार्क्स इंक्रीज हो जाए, कम हो जाए, मे बी हो सकता है 2024 का एग्जैक्ट सेम पैटर्न हो इस बार, विच इज मोस्ट प्रोबेबली द पॉसिबिलिटी इज, राइट? सो देन यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस, क्योंकि अगर आपने ऐसे भी किया ना, क्योंकि अल्टीमेट गोल इज नॉट टू गेट 70% 80% स्कोर, इवन इफ यू गेट 50-60% स्कोर, you will get a good rank, right? That is the focus there, that is the point where our focus should be. Okay, now, so guys, preparation tips I already told you. Okay, books आप लोगों को पता है, that is not something which should be discussed right now because you are following the books already. Now I have to discuss the most important thing with you, the D-Day strategy. How exactly you have to do at the exam time. Okay, guys, देखो again, जैसा अभी मैंने when I discussed the paper pattern, I hope you realize that, you know, maybe out of 4 options in a particular single choice correct, you are able to eliminate 2 options, right? In that case, a lot of people ask me that, sir, should I guess or not? You can guess. If out of 4 options you are able to eliminate 2 options, then you should definitely guess it, because there are high possibility now to get a correct one. You can guess, right? लेकिन या वाइज गेस होना चाहिए, रैंडम गेसेस नहीं होने चाहिए. Okay, time for revision. Now this depends on your speed. Some people get the time for revision because they are very fast, so they are able to complete the paper. But JEE Advanced में generally ऐसा होता नहीं है that you are able to complete the paper on time. So that's why I think time for revision we can skip for that, right? Don't panic. Obviously, advanced का exam है. There is a possibility that you have learned vectors a lot and you are able to solve every question of vector. But when the question of vector comes in the examination, you are not able to solve that. Okay, there is a chance of that thing. Don't get panic, because if the question is tough for you, it's tough for everyone. Hamisha, we have to have the strategy in mind that if some situation I am into and that situation is difficult for me, so that situation is difficult for everyone because I am studying. Yeah, I am also I have studied a lot, right, for the exam. So obviously it's not difficult for me, it's difficult for everyone else, and that's not a problem. Okay, sometimes there is a possibility because it's 3 hour. देखो सबसे ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम आता है पेपर 2 के अंदर, जो कि ना एक दैट इज अ फैक्ट जहां पे लोग बात नहीं करते हैं. Because when you give a first 3 hour paper and then you after a break of 2.5 hour break, and when you give the other second paper, right? So the trend is that second paper में if the paper का level is same, then the students are getting less marks in paper 2. Reason क्या होता है इसका? Because you have just given a 3 hour paper. There is a fatigue. There is no deny about that, right? There is a fatigue, and then you are not able to completely concentrate. And I think what I have observed that with mostly student, the last half an hour का जो window होता है second paper का, वो completely waste हो जाता है. You are not able to solve any question in that. You are just going here and there randomly doing something, and you are wasting that time. So उसकी strategy क्या है? When you are doing the paper, right? In fact, even in between the paper, you can calm down yourself and you can take a 1 minute break. No problem at all, right? वो break लेके, if we are able to concentrate more, that 1 minute is completely a utilization of the time. You are not wasting it, you are properly utilize it. ये चीज ऐसा है जो शायद कम लोग करते हैं. I would suggest you to do it. I would suggest you to do it right now when you are writing the mock papers, right? Okay. Reporting time, obviously, this is very important thing, guys, because mostly of you are outside India, right? And if you are writing the paper from Dubai, right? Then you have to reach early at the center, because the paper timing in Dubai reaching time might be 5:30 in the morning. Okay, 6 o'clock in the morning. So you have to reach on the center at time. And if you are giving it from India, even if you are giving it from India, you have to reach on time. So ये arrangement बहुत जरूरी है. Wherever your center is, that you come to that, you go to that city, you find a good place nearby to stay, and you stay very nearby, because ये बहुत again ये वो बातें हैं जिसके बारे में लोग बात नहीं करते हैं कि अरे यार होटल तो पहुंच ही जाएंगे ना. नहीं, ऐसा नहीं होता है. होता है ऐसा कि लोग ट्रैफिक के कारण लेट हो जाते हैं, एंड व्हेन यू आर रशिंग, आपको आती है चीजें, बट बिकॉज ऑफ योर माइंड यू आर नॉट एबल टू काम डाउन योर माइंड, इट एंड्स अप इन अ वेरी बैड थिंग इन द रिजल्ट. Okay, so to calm down, how do I calm down myself, right? If let's suppose this session was scheduled at 3 o'clock, I was prepared at 2:30, so I was calm, I was relaxed. Okay, but let's suppose if I prepare, I have a session, I have to discuss with the students, and if I'm preparing myself at 3 o'clock, at the 11th hour, obviously I will not be able to deliver it the same way, because I'll be stressed a little bit, right? So that is the important thing we need to understand, right? Okay. And the third point, which I just forgot to inform you, prioritizing strong subject, which I actually told you in the beginning only. Even when you are studying, you have to prioritize that what topics you know more, you have to focus on that, right? Guys, एक ना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट बात ये होती है जो हम लोग मिस कर जाते हैं. हम एक स्ट्रेटेजी बनाते हैं, हम एक स्ट्रेटेजी बना के एग्जाम में जाते हैं, बट जनरली ऐसा ट्रेंड देखा गया है कि हम ना वो स्ट्रेटेजी को जाके एग्जाम में भूल जाते हैं. we have a strategy in our mind that we will first of all attempt the easier question, and then after that only we'll go to the higher difficult level questions, right? But when the actual exam comes, it happens like the way you play cricket, right? So what happens when you play cricket, that आपके mind में एक strategy होता है कि when I go to the ground, I'll see the ball, wherever the ball will come, I'll according to the ball, I'll move my bat. बट जब आप एक्चुअल क्रिकेट खेलने जाते हैं तो आप भूल जाते हैं कि ऐसा कुछ करना था। जहां बॉल आए आपको फर्क नहीं पड़ता बॉल कहाँ पे आ रहा है, यू आर जस्ट मूविंग योर बैट एनीवेज एनी हियर एंड देयर, राइट? तो ये एक इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट है जो हमें कंसिडर करना पड़ेगा, and that aspect you'll be able to work upon if you are writing the mock papers more frequently. Going forward in the next 20 days, guys, you have to make sure that you are writing at least 5 mock papers, right? So every third day, every fourth day, there should be a mock paper. In 1 week, you should write at least 2 mock papers, right? Okay. And mock paper ka timing is very important as well, because we have to settle down our time in the same our mind in the same time frame where we are going to write the paper, right? So आपका पेपर का पैटर्न फॉर एग्जांपल 9 to 12 है, and then you have a 2:30 to 5:30, correct? So आप उसी तरीके से पेपर अपना लिखें. You should write your mock papers from 9 to 12. You take a break of 2.5 hours and you write the second mock 2:30 to 5:30. Guys, I am telling you again that please try to write the mock papers. It's very important. Generally होता है कि हम first paper लिखते हैं even when you are writing the mock paper at home, and we don't write the second mock, right? Trust me, अगर आप ये नहीं करेंगे, you will feel a lot of fatigue, a lot of problems in solving the second paper, and then you will end up saying that, sir, I knew the question, but I don't know why I was not able to solve in the exam. Okay, तो ये important है कि right now only we focus on this particular part, right? I hope I'm clear about it, guys. हाँ, अभी जो JEE एडवांस के क्रैश कोर्स चल रहे हैं, क्लासेस चल रही हैं, गाइस प्लीज अटेंड दोस क्लासेस, एंड लेट्स सपोज इफ you are doing such study, that's also okay, but I hope that keep in touch with your teachers, ask them the doubts. In fact, for maths I'm available already, so tell me your doubts if you are facing any problem, any issues, right? So you should make sure that your doubts are getting cleared properly, and don't do this कि आप जो है अपने डाउट को गूगल पर सर्च कर रहे हैं and then you are clearing from there, right? Because गूगल से आंसर मिलता है, conceptual understanding नहीं मिलती है. So make sure that you are asking it from teachers only. Thus you'll get the conceptual understanding behind the questions, right? Okay, ऐसा नहीं हो कि आपने क्वेश्चन देखा, PYQ सॉल्व किया and आपको समझ में नहीं आया, आपने उसका सॉल्यूशन देखा, you got the answer and you are say okay I got this, and then एग्जाम में सेम काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चन आया and then you are not able to solve it because आपको सॉल्यूशन तो समझ में आ गया था बट आपको कॉन्सेप्ट समझ में नहीं आया था. Okay, so don't do that. Fine. Okay, everyone. Okay then, guys, that's it from my side. Okay, I'll see you guys again in the sessions tomorrow, day after tomorrow. अच्छे से पढ़ो यार, ठीक है? पूरा टाइम अभी सिर्फ स्टडीज को दो, एंड ट्रस्ट में इतना डिफिकल्ट नहीं है जितना लगता है, क्योंकि 50% मार्क्स से तो बहुत अच्छा रैंक आ जाता है, एज वी हैव सीन, एंड एज वी हैव ऑल्सो सीन दैट 50% क्वेश्चंस इजी और मॉडरेट लेवल के ही आते हैं. So it would be easy for you to get get those marks if you study properly and you solve paper properly, right? Okay then, guys, that's it from my end. Thank you everyone for joining. Bye bye, take care, have a nice day. Thank you.